The first speaker that we will have is Professor Peter Raspor. He's Vice Chair of the Food and Agriculture Cost Domain at University of Primorska in Slovenia. His background is in food safety and technology, and he has also a PhD in biotechnology. He has had and held several positions, including a chair in biotechnology, and since 2014, he is head of the Institute for Food, Nutrition and Health and Vice Dean for Research and International Cooperation at the University of Primorska in Slovenia. So, welcome, Peter, and I let you talk about food, nutrition and sustainability on the way to the future.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, we're supposed to now think about future when we have full stomach and we started to oxidize ourselves. So we should start to think also about those issues. But first, I would like to say thank you to Francesco and Alessandra, really to encourage me that I'm here today with you, that I can enjoy the presentations and see your achievements. And secondly, certainly, I was asked also to think about along these lines which are stated here in this title. And I will try to do my best because I came a long way. So you see, from Trieste is not far away, but certainly coming to Brussels is a bit longer. So I'm actually on a new position. I'm on that building up there now. If I show you, Isola, you see where is on the left side. So this is my view in the evening. That's how I see when I work very late in my office there. And certainly, if you are around, you are most welcome to visit us, and we can discuss further other activities there. But today, actually, I'm supposed to speak about the issues which I mentioned. And we are speaking about new millennium. We are speaking what we are going to change, actually, in this millennium, and we have really big and huge expectations about that. But what is really going on in this new millennium? The world is getting certainly richer, is getting healthier, better educated, more peaceful, and also better connected, but also people are living longer. And this is very important issue we observed, and also I could hear today from your speeches. And this is certainly something we should not ignore, really. We should really face this very strongly. But half of the world is potentially still unstable, although we reached all those things which are just stated to you. So, the food prices are rising, water reserves are falling, and corruption and organized criminal are increasing. This is going on, and certainly debt and economic insecurity are increasing also in many countries around the globe. Climate change continues. We thought it will stop, but actually it's still going on, and environmental viability for our life support is diminishing. We can really see that. So when we go to that and we take a look to the global picture, we can see that we are really facing some challenges around there. And the gap between rich and poor countries is widened dangerously. We should really start to think about these issues. So where we are winning, if we go to this analysis which had happened in the last 10 years, where we are winning and where we are losing, if we take a look, certainly we are winning on some very important issues if we take a look around ourselves. But we are not just winning, we are also losing. And where we are losing, certainly with global temperature is still going on, CO2 emissions, terrorism, and so on. So certain things are really very bad when we go to the global picture of our current world. And we may expect that up to 2020 is going to be even worse in these directions. And some areas are not actually very clear. We don't really know where this will turn and how this will go, and certainly we should be very focused on that. I put here forest area because I believe that this is something which is very important to be aware of. And this is not really clear-cut how this is going to really change in the future. But if we go to this analysis which was published in 2011, we can say that in many of the areas where we are winning, we are not winning fast enough, such as reduction of HIV or malnutrition or debt. And areas of uncertainty represent serious problems which we are facing also in Europe: unemployment, then the problem with fossil fuel consumption, political freedom in some countries, and also the issues which are connected to forest cover if we go to particular parts of the world. If we are taking it globally, you saw the picture before, but if we are going to the particular parts of the world, then certainly we should ask ourselves serious questions about that. What would be the way out? There is no question that the world can be far better than it is if we make the right decisions. And the issue of right decisions is when you consider the many wrong decisions and good decisions which are not taken around us, actually, if I saying around us, I mean politically. Day after day and year after year around the world we are taking this. It is amazing that we are still making as much progress as we are due to all wrong decisions which we are making and taking in last 20, 30, 40 years. So who can really help in this direction? And if we take in that direction actually how this way out would be, if we could improve our decision making as individuals or as groups or nations and institutions, then the world could be surprisingly better than it is today. And today we could see also in our group here making some decisions which directions which should go forward when we are speaking about research, when we speak about poverty, when we are speaking about health and all those issues. So projects like Chance or Project Millennium, which I showed you, are certainly one who can help. Declarations on food, yes, they certainly can help in certain extent. Or scenarios. And the one which we are listening today is something which is certainly important we should consider when we are taking decisions about future. Also, we could go to the Millennium Project and we could take a look there and we can get to the decisions which were taken wrongly and to see how we could do it far better or improve it at least. And if I go to the declaration issues, then certainly I see declarations as a very good tool to enhance awareness about food along human lifespan, to defend sustainable approach within food supply chain, to formulate relevant knowledge and skills about tradition and modern fashion, which is clashing at the moment very, very strongly, even European countries, or to transfer this knowledge at all levels of society in daily practice, because we are talking, but we are not doing. This is our main problem. To name key players in food and nutrition area and declare their responsibilities, because we have also some key players among us here, but do they really do right job in proper time? And to hand on human knowledge and skills about food, nutrition, and health to future generations. This is our duty, to what we should do. The third group which I mentioned is actually scenarios, and I was happy enough to contribute to the SCARS scenario in 2007, which is a very important milestone at the moment when we are speaking about Horizon 2020. The decision, the suggestions which are taken there, actually they are implemented now. And also I was part of this activity which was called European Science Foundation Forward Look, which also indicated some activities which supposed to go on within the frame of what we are going to do with Horizon 2020. But life is going on, also our activities in various domains, and this is the consequence, what is really happening on the global scale. So actually we went from stage 1 to stage 2, now we are actually at stage 3 when we are speaking about Europe, and I'm afraid that we are facing stage 4 with our development if we are taking a look to this direction. So the development, like it is now, the ongoing biological revolution may change civilization more profoundly than did the industrial and information revolution. We should understand this. The world has not come to grips with the implications of writing genetic code to create new life forms. Certainly not. The end of the 20th century, the concept of being dependent on Google searchers was unknown to the world. Today we consider it is quite normal. Actually, we consider it as something we are hooked up to every day, constantly. In decades from now, the concept of being dependent on synthetic life forms or for medicine, food, water, and energy could also be quite normal for everybody, not just for somebody around the globe. So, indisruptibly, we have seriously affected traditional food supply chain concept and values, and we have to consider, develop, and implement novel concepts and paradigms in accordance with the state of the art of technology and society development for food producers, but also for food consumers, that we should do. And respecting this situation, certainly we have to address topics like I listed here: ethical and moral issues, educational and training issues, legislation, standardization issues, safety and security issues, research and development issues, discarded food and processing waste issues, and also fertile soil and potable water issues. All those issues are worthwhile to be considered, and actually has to be considered, otherwise we are going to make wrong step in our evolution towards our future. But certainly I don't have time to discuss all these issues. I'll try to discuss at least first one, and if Francesco will stop me, I will finish after first one. Otherwise, I will continue. Oh, yeah, you are the boss behind, I see you. Certainly I will try to address another one, but let's see what comes out. Yes, today, 1 billion don't have enough food. That's what is status today. And about half of the world's farmers aren't able to feed themselves. This is the situation how it's on the globe. But rich getting richer and poor getting poorer. If you take a look to the United States and you take to these figures, you can see how many billionaires are there, and they are really making more and more money every day, and poorer they are going down and down. And this is what is happening. If you go to yes. Yeah, Berlusconi law. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have Berlusconi all around the globe. I mean, it's just the name for something. Maybe we are going to use this name in a couple of years for some profile of humanity. But certainly CIO pay in the United States as a multiple of average worker pay from 60s to 2005. Look, statistic which is officially there, you can see that someone can be paid as 500 times as much as worker. Then something certainly is wrong on this globe when we go to this direction. At the same time, 8 million people go to bed hungry every day. About 30,000 people, half of the children, die every day due to hunger and malnutrition. And nearly 1.2 billion people live in with less than $1 a day. 650 million of the poorest live in rural areas, which is unbelievable. Actually, they're supposed to have food, but they don't have food. They die because they don't have food. This is something which we are facing now around the globe. So social impact of business as usual, what we do today in this context, will rise the infant mortality, increase in children who do not achieve their mental potential, increase in disease and severity of disease, development held hostage to food shortages, social conflict, famines, food and refugees, failed economies. We are already facing these things around the globe, and states will fail as well. That's what will be if we continue business as usual in the context what we are doing today around the globe. So continuum of food concerns for enough food is there. And when we speak about enough food, actually we start to speak about cheap food, but not just cheap in price, but also cheap in value. And you are really facing this issue within this project. So you certainly should be concerned making conclusions about this project, also about this issue in proper statement, not just indicating something. You should tell something very clearly about it. So we have from one side, from survival, to the other side, to global health, really many ethical issues which are there. And don't forget, if something is cheap, sooner or later you will pay for it. And this means really medical care at the end. I know that the people who are from that business, they are happy about it, because this is business as usual. But certainly, this should not go in that direction. So we face two paradigms now in the globe. The industrial age view, which is when you have a society and environment which is totally controlled with economy. And then you have another one, when economy is part of society and environment, and certainly we should go to the right side. If we will not go to the right side, we will kill ourselves as humans on this globe. So we have to stop unsustainable growth which is going on this earth, and certainly we should touch this issue which I'm listing for you here. I'm not going to read because you can read faster with your eyes, but certainly we should be very much concerned about these issues which are listed for you here. And please take a look and think about that and really act about it when you are doing your homework. So we should have healthy soil, And this healthy soil will deliver healthy plants, and healthy plants will deliver healthy food, and healthy food will deliver healthy offspring, and healthy offspring will bring us healthy community. If we will not play that way, we will make something wrong, and we should think about that. So we should really put ourselves in this ecosystem properly, and we should have these people properly embedded in this vision. Otherwise, we are going to be in great difficulty. But our cultural compass, which we have, is on our own disposal. And it can be rational, it can be practical, but also it can be holistic, but also it can be humanistic. It depends how we take it, depends how we manage this, we are really then faced to the reality. And total ethical and modern perspective into nature tells us that we are doing something wrong. If we go to this light pollution here from 2010, and this is our nice Europe, you will see, and if you ask someone from outside, after one look to our Earth, and a visitor from outer space would say, I want to see the manager who is doing so wrong these things, what we do really in Europe here. So, if we have to design our future for us as humans in concordance with nature, then certainly we should do something about it. But if we will not do it, who will? We are on the top. We are really butter of this society, what we have. And if we are not able to swim on the top and take a look comprehensively around us, then something we will destroy. And that's why it is our responsibility to think about that. So, if I may, I would continue. My 20 minutes is over. Not yet, no, I can? Okay. Okay, last story. Okay, I will skip all others. Recent relevant forward-looking assessments, which I actually indicated to you, delivered us many informations, but not just informations, also suggestions what we're supposed to do along the lines. And as you can see, I was lucky one to be involved with two in the period of 2 year difference, and I can tell you that it's very interesting to see how even in 2 years, state of the art and how the development is taken in the eyes of I would say, scientific persons and political persons has developed. But the issue is that we, as scientists, we are willing to take a look in forward, but politicians, they take a look in forward just for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, depends on election system. And this is what is wrong, actually, in our system today. So certainly we should change that. So currently, we are in linear society. That's how I see ourselves. And we perform extraction from the land, then we have production, then we have consumption. And certainly, finally, we come to the waste. That's what is going on. And then we have TV, internet, all this stuff, advertising and commercials. And what these commercials are actually doing? They are actually pushing consumption. But then consumption is pushing production, and production is pushing extraction. And certainly, extraction is generating new waste. So the waste cycle is there. And certainly the waste cycle is coming also from production, and it's coming even bigger from consumption due to the regulation which we have in Europe. Because we are wasting a lot of food. 2 minutes. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just started. I shouldn't start. So if I go to that story, we should start to use this waste really properly and do something out of it. And do something out of it on both levels, on extraction level, but also on production level. And myth versus reality in the current society is actually that. The more you consume, the happier you become. This is the myth of our current society. In reality, actually, the more you consume, the fatter you become. This is what is actually going on. And certainly you nicely indicated already this in morning discussion, and we did not plan it together. So we see it from 2 different perspectives. And finally, it comes to more waste. This is certainly what is going on. One could say, due to over-advertising, we get over-consumption. Is this the mirror of the truth? Certainly, by the time a high school student leaves school, he or she will have watched over 350,000 TV commercials. Can you imagine impact on the person? And then, certainly, You take a look to the outer world, and outer world is changing. I mentioned this global warming before, and climate change is really a very serious issue. And when we are speaking environmental issues, actually we are speaking also about global warming issues, because people, they simply say this is equal, although it's not, but common person would understand that way. And since we are just about football, I thought this is nice. Look, issue of global warming. French team 1959 and 2008. This is certainly impact of global warming. You can see very clearly. But I'm not racist. Sorry, I'm not racist. I don't want to say anything in wrong direction, just to understand where we are going. Because we have also another approach, a bit nicer for the afternoon. And certainly you can also see global warming with these eyes, okay? So environmental changes affects land, water and food. And land produces food, but also all industrial materials, which is very much useful for us, from textile, biomass, energy, ecological service, and so on. So we should be really concerned when we are speaking about land. And when we take to the footprint, we can see that we overshooted our destiny already when we passed somewhere 1995. So what we are doing, we are actually killing our basic substance, soil. We are building cities on the best soil. We are not thinking to build cities in Alps or somewhere. We have parks there, okay? But we are building cities in Venezia Giulia on the best land, what we have, okay? That's what we do if we are about Italy. If we are about Serbia, again, around Novi Sad, to the best place. So the story, non-food, food is certainly open, and I don't have time really to discuss this issue. But we should start to be concerned about this, and we should be concerned also about water, about air, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to pay for air, it looks, if it develops in this direction. And let's just show you one data, which is very interesting for me when I calculated this, how much available land for agriculture we have. And you can see here that some countries, actually, they still have some land. But some of the countries, they don't have any land more for food production. So things really changed very dramatically. And this is our agriculture's global footprint, which is there. And certainly the play with food crops today, politically what we play with production of energy and all those stuff, think about that. Is this really a proper direction? Water, you can see red. It's really dangerous, and certainly this is agricultural regions. You face them, you can see that the water which we are needing for survival of some regions, we are needing to pump into agricultural products, and then we export these agricultural products to developed countries. Think what you do and what you push with this actual economical situation. And finally, message about how much water you need for 1 kilogram of beef. Take a look to this drop here and compare to the other food which we are consuming. So we should start to think also about that issue. So it's really, we should face these issues and take a look to the conflicts around the globe. These are just water conflicts in the last 10 years. Wars, if I say with simple words to understand. And you have also wars about that in different dimensions, different approaches. So I certainly don't have time to say otherwise. We have to design really our future for us as humans in concordance with nature. If we will not do it, who will? Thank you very much.